Yo, so the main card in Des Moines, yeah, it starts off with the return of Jeremy Stephens as he fights Mason Jones at lightweight. Ooh, right? Like, how is this gonna go? Lil Heathen. You know what I mean? He is 38, 5'9", 71-inch reach. Now, he is 15-18 with 1 no contest. Right? He went 1-2 in the PFL. But of late, right, he's been blazing in BKFC. That's it. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Yeah, I think it's BKFC. All right, beat Eddie Alvarez, Bobby Taylor, and Jimmy Rivera. So that's where he's been plying his trade. But yeah, he's back in the UFC. So his last MMA fight was a loss to Nathan Schultz. That was November 2022. Right? His last UFC fight was against Matthias Gamont in July 2021. So yeah, it's been a while. Right? Been a while. But man, he's fought who's who. Right? He has fought everyone. Calvin Kattar, Yair Rodriguez, Zabit, Magomedov, Jose Aldo. You know what I mean? He fought Josh Emmett, Dong Hu Choi, Gilbert Menendez, Renato Moricano, Frankie Edgar, Renan Barrera, Max Holloway. You know what I mean? Charles Oliveira, Cub Swanson, Darren Elkins. He has fought so many. Made his UFC debut. Was that? No, that wasn't his UFC debut, was it? No, his UFC debut was... When was that? It was a while back. May 2007. Right? That was his debut. And I watched that fight. Right? He lost to Dean Thomas via armbar. But, yeah. Then he came back in September 2027. 2007. And he put together a couple of wins. Right? Lost to Spencer Fisher. You know? But man, that's the thing, right? He's fought Joe Lozon, Gleison Tebow. Hey, man, Sam Stout, Melvin Gillard, Marcus Davis, Anthony Pettis, Donald Cerrone, Yves Edwards. Oh my gosh. So many people. But he's going up against Mason Jones, right? The Dragon. He's 30, 5'10", 74-inch reach. And he's on a 4-fight win streak. 4-fight win streak, right? He's 1-2 in the UFC. Went 12-0 in... Wait, that makes no sense. Yeah, I just realized if he's on a 4-fight win streak and he is 1-2 in the UFC, how is he on a 4-fight win streak? Oh, shit. Oh, cool. I forgot. So, Mason Jones, it's his first fight back in the promotion as well. Yeah, I forgot Mason got cut. Right? He got cut. His last UFC fight was July 2022 against Ludwig Klein. unanimous decision loss. But he went back to Cage Warriors and he put it on people. Right? 3 stoppages and his decision in his last one out. Right? Fought some good opponents there. He's got heavy strikes, right? Like Jeremy Stevens. I just went blank there. They both got heavy hands. But here's the thing, right? Jones is 8 years younger. 8 years younger. And he didn't take a break from MMA. So, Stevens fighting in BKFC, right? Knocking people out, doing his thing, which is incredible at, his stage of his career. But that's only, one weapon. Mason has been using all his weapons. So there's no, obviously you can train, right? You can spar, but there's nothing like actually getting into a fight, So I think Mason is going to be the most comfortable one out there. Not to say Stevens is going to be like, oh, what do I do with my legs, right? But, right, I think Mason will be able to hit that flow state quicker. Now, it's MMA, right? It's little gloves, so anything can happen. And would I be surprised if Stevens gets a knockout? No, because he can knock anyone out. But I'm going to say Mason Jones for the win. Okay, so next time out, we are in the Bantamweight division. We got Cameron Smotherman against Serhiy Sidey. Right, so Sidey is 28, 5'11", 72-inch reach. Coming off a win in his last fight. He's 1-1 in the UFC, came via the Contender Series. So he beat Garrett Armfield, split decision in November 2024. Lost his debut against Ramon Tavares, which again was a split decision. I got a first round stoppage against Tavares on the Contender Series. All right, so that got avenged. I believe there was a controversy about that stoppage, right? Which is why they got matched up. So he's stopped people for sure on the regional scene. A lot of stoppages, a couple of subs back in the day, He is going up against a babyface killer, Cameron Smotherman, who is a year younger at 27, 5'9", 69-inch reach on a 4-fight win streak. Okay. He is 1-0 in the UFC. He did fight on the Contender Series. That didn't go his way. But, he made it to the big show. Right, beat Jake Hadley. Unanimous decision. That's October 2024. He's good on the ground. Got an anaconda in his fight before the UFC. Right? And anaconda is not an easy one to get. Right? He's also stopping people with his hands. So Smotherman is legit, right? He's legit, and I think he walks away with a victory. That's where I'm going, people. So next up, we are with the Bantamweights. It's Montel Jackson against Daniel Marcus, which I think this is going to be a fun fight. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be a fun fight. So, Sankara, Daniel Marquez, our second Peruvian fighter on the card. Right, he is on an incredible streak. Right, 23 fight winning streak, which is insanity. He is 4-0 with 1 no contest in UFC. Came via the Contender Series. Last time out, he beat Adrian Yanez. That was a split decision in December 2024. Right, he beat John Castaneda, who we saw last week. Right, there was a no contest with Arik Leng. He beat David Grant, Simeon Oliveira, and he beat Brandon Lewis on the Contender Series. So yeah, it's oh man, this is an interesting one, right? Now, yeah, I will say Marcus, right? He can go to decision. So we know he's got a gas tank, right? That goes without question. There's been a few stoppages, right? He's got a few stoppages. So we know his hands are decent. And some spectacular, like, flying knees and all of that jazz. So how will he do? He's going up against Montel Jackson. He's 33, 5'10", 75.5-inch reach. He is on a 5-fight win streak. So yeah, this is super intriguing. Jackson's 8-2. Right, came via the Contender Series. Last time out, he beat Damon Blackshear. Right? And Damon's, really good. Saw him last weekend. Right? That was a first round stoppage, July 2024. He beat Raniyaya again via strikes. Julio Arce went a decision. JP Boya, a decision. Jesse Stradler, a stoppage. So yes, he can finish you. He's got a Darce choke against Brian Kelleher. Impressive, right? So, man, it's tough because Marcos is tough. But I feel Montel Jackson has been putting it together. He really has, So he's definitely got heavy hands. I think he's probably got the heavier hands out of the two. He can go a decision as well. So yeah, it's intriguing. I think I'm going Montel Jackson. I do believe Daniel Marquez is a threat. I think he's a great fighter. But I think I'm just going to go with Johnson. So, our feature fight is Daniel Rodriguez against Santiago Ponzinibbio. Right? So, D-Rod Daniel Rodriguez, 38, 6'1", 74-inch reach. Coming off a win in his last fight. Right? He's 8-4 in the UFC. Went 1-0 in Bellator. Came to the UFC via the Contender Series. Right? Beat Alex Morano. Split decision in October 2024. Right? He did lose to Kevin Gastelum. But Gastelum came in heavy. And that was just a clusterfuck of things. He lost to Ian Machado Gary. No, I do believe they've been training together recently. You know what I mean? So that he's fought some tough opposition. he has fought some tough opposition, old D-Rod. He is going up against, right, the Argentine dagger, Santiago Ponzinibbio. He's 38, 6 foot, 73-inch reach, and he's also coming off a win in his last fight. He is 12-7 in the UFC. He beat Colston Harris, right? 3rd round stoppage in January this year. That was impressive, you know. He, lost a split decision against Muslim Salikov. Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland finished him. That was it was a great left hook. Right, they both have fought Alex Moreno and both got wins over him. Ponzinibbio, right, he has fought some tough opposition. He really has. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. It's definitely a tricky one. Right, Ponzinibbio, he beat Gunnar Nelson. Right, Mike Perry, Neil Magny. I believe, I think I'm going to go with the Ponzi scheme, right? I think I'm going to go with Santiago Ponzinibbio to get the win. But that could be a war. That could be a hell to leather clash. And a great way to lead us into, people, our co-main event of the evening.